AI, automation, technology, all these words we keep hearing every now and then in everyday life, and especially for the people like me, accountants. A lot of people assume and think and have the opinion that we may not be needed at all in future. There's a lot going in the world. The world is changing at a rapid pace. Nobody knows what's going to happen next week, next month, next year, where our careers will end up. Are we going to be relevant in future? There's a lot of uncertainty, and definitely accounting is not a profession, or finance is not a profession that can be spared by automation and AI. So I think what I really wanted to talk about in this video is, yes, AI is there, automation is there, technology is there, data is there. Our lives are changing, they're rapidly changing. We also see in our work the expectations change for us to use AI, use technology, rely on that. So I think I'll just give you an overview, a short overview of what life might look like for somebody who's just starting the career, early in the career. Because like people, for me, I'm already part of that journey. For me, the journey is now taking the AI, taking automation and building on that, versus somebody who is starting the career. Now they don't know how to get started and know what to do actually. So AI, technology, automation, data, very exciting things. I think this is the future. You all need to learn this in some shape or format. Learn the data, learn data cleansing, learn data migration, learn data visualization, learn AI, learn whatever you want to learn. Something you need to learn, and that might be relevant to your field. Now, this accounting and auditing field and finance field, there are a lot of automated tasks that are going to be replaced by systems, especially agentic AI. So it's not like a lot of jobs are safe in the basic jobs like entry postings, uh, reconciliations, ledgers, basic analyst jobs, initial preparer jobs. A lot of these jobs are going to be replaced eventually. So it's not like the early careers certainly. What we used to have in past was juniors, grads, and all those. So a lot of the work that they used to do will be eventually done by systems. Giving a very good example, if I think of future 5 years down the line, I would want a world, in my opinion, I would want a world whereby I ask the system, for example, I work in treasury, I do the derivative valuation. So in 5 years time, I would definitely want to click a button whereby the system takes my credit confirmation of the derivative, it goes in the system, it values it, it gives me inputs, outputs, everything in single sheet. That's the future I would want, and that's the future that's possible, very much possible. And that means the work that initial junior used to do will no longer be required. Now that's a scary part of the whole journey. It's not just my sort of work derivatives, it's like basically each and everything that is likely to be replaced across the board in firms, industries, everywhere. Now, where then the early careers come, a lot of people who qualify down the line, CA, CCA, SIMA, all these people, the world shifts. Internet came, computers replaced by laptops. In the past used to the paper, now it's Excel based and moved to systems. Then of course Excel came as well. Outlook became better and better. So things have happened over time, and they keep changing and developing. And all these big firms actually have a very big history. Deloitte is at least 150 years old. They have a history of knowing the transformation and technology built in over time. Machine learning is not new. These things are not new. They have been there for a while. But the role's definitely changing now. 5 years down the line, I won't be expecting somebody like chartered accountant, ACCA, to come and say, I am looking into this file to take out some number to punch in my files, to punch in my system. So that's not going to happen. That role will be gone as well, like journal entries and all those things. What you will be required, and that's where I think curriculum is also changing around the world. What you're required to do is you learn more the systems, more the data, and be the first reviewer, first person who uses the system, not the person who feeds in the system. Because system audits, all these things and all those roles are going to be very relevant. But purely from somebody who is a number person, who is a accountant, they won't be required necessarily to put things in system. It's just reading the systems well, how they behave, what's going on, and actually be more strategic, be more understanding of the systems, focus more on risk management, focus more on controls, for example, focus more on systems, focus more on accounting, technical aspects of it. That's the future basically. The future is not necessarily, you doing those basic tasks. That thing is gone. That thing is almost already gone, and things are already changing at a very rapid pace. So that's the basic gist of we will exist. There's no way we are going anywhere. No profession is necessarily going anywhere, but the demand will shift. Again, taking an example of auditor back in time, I do know back in time we used to do a lot of files for the auditing, literally punching each and every single document in that file. There was a big demand for example, rooms, number one, in office, and then personal to manage those records. Now everything is digitalized, so that demand is gone. But now those people can be working in basically computers as well. So that is a shift. Similarly, from an audit perspective, you would be doing some basic procedures by printing back in time, tying things on print, reviewing on paper. That thing is gone as well. Now you are expected to do everything in systems. So that's the transition. I learned that because these things happened during my career time. So I learned as they went up. But somebody, if your starting point was very different to what I started with, but there's nothing to worry. The profession is going to be there. The demands will shift, the job categories will shift. And if you see in the trends of job categories right now, the expectation is new roles that are more technical, that require judgment, that require controls, that require systems, that require understanding of the businesses, that require not just punching numbers, not just doing formulas and prevision, because all that will be done in the systems eventually. So that's my thought process. It's very naive to say I know everything, because the world is changing so rapidly. Things I thought 4 months ago do not make sense anymore because of the agentic AI, for example, or much better chatbots. So things are changing massively, but the point really is all the firms are still here. A lot of businesses don't see a slowness in demand. They see much more demand with changing landscape of AI, of technology, of regulations, a lot more demand over time. So I hope this video gives a bit of perspective and a bit of comfort as well, that life is changing, but it's not like we are going anywhere. Hopefully this helps. Thank you so much for watching.